Testing, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, Kappa Kappa, Cobra Kid, Kappa Kappa. Kappa, try hard, come on brah, Frank-a-Z, Baby Rage. Nice, thank you, thank you. Alright, we will be starting very shortly. Okay, welcome to the stream. Tonight we will be discussing my top 6 SSBM tournaments that I've ever been to. I've been to a lot of tournaments, so trust me, it's a good list. These tournaments are legit. Everyone that's on the list is great. I mean, it's hard to throw a bad tournament, to be honest. If there's melee and people there, it's going to be fun, but these are after some careful thought, these are my favorite 6 tournaments. Now, before we get to the actual top 6, there is one special shout out we have to do, and that is to the Don't Get series of tournaments. I actually have a photo. So basically, hang on one sec. Let me get the photo up. So basically, I ran a series of tournaments in Boronia, which is the suburb I live in Melbourne. And gee, this photo is really old. Like quality is not that good. But g'day Gibbs, g'day Jimmo. Good to. Oh, Yasaka, that's awesome. Hope you're having a good time. I know you are. So this is the only photo I could find. I'm not even sure which one this is. There were 4 tournaments I ran in Boronia between 2010. There were 2 in 2011 and 1 in 2012. The first one was called Don't Get Stabbed in 2010. Due to the nature of Boronia Station being a bit iffy, you know what I mean? The second one was called Don't Get Bashed. The third one was called Don't Get Jade. That's Jay with the green hat right there, actually. And the last one was called Don't Get Hyped in 2012. These tournaments were special to me because they were in my hometown. I ran them with some help from, I believe, I should remember. I think Redact helped me with the melee side of things, and I think Jay might have been like the brawl PO at the time. I think it was melee and brawl going on, so that sounds right. 2010, yeah. So I mean, even just in the photo, there's some cool stuff happening. Like this venue where we're in is it's like a hall next to a church. I think it was in between a church and a McDonald's and a train station. So you just get off the train and walk here if you didn't have a CRT, of course, or maybe sometimes some people did bring CRTs on the train. But this venue doesn't exist anymore. I'm pretty sure this hall is gone. But in this picture, you can see. I don't know what it is. 5. I'm guessing what's happening here is actually Timmick on the left is playing by himself, probably doing speedrunning or something like that. Whereas me, Jay, Nix, and Earl are playing melee doubles, I'm guessing, or brawl. Could be brawl doubles. I don't really know. We've got Leisha and Viva at the back, and Daniel there. I'm not sure who anyone else in the photo is. Can't really make him out, but yeah, this might have been Don't Get Jade actually, which was the smallest of the 4. The first tournament, Don't Get Stabbed, the second one, Don't Get Bashed, were very good numbers. Don't Get Hyped, the last one, was very good numbers. But the third one, Don't Get Jade, had very few people. Actually, it would have had less than this, so it's not that tournament actually. This could have been a different one. But I remember Don't Get Jade, the third one, had very few players. Like, I'm talking like 15 max across Brawl and Melee combined. So at the time, I was like, oh no, how am I going to pay for venue with so few people? 15 just wasn't really enough to cover venue and dish out prizes and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure what I did was I like took money out of the brawl singles and doubles prize pot and just put that towards the venue, which is pretty funny in hindsight. I don't think you could really get away with doing that now. But I remember paying Earl. I think Earl would have won brawl singles for sure, and I would have paid him in just like a bunch of coins. You know, like here's $6.50 or something for first place. Congrats, even though it was like a $60 prize pool. So I still remember that to this day, and how funny and that was, and how it was a bit of a dick move. But you know, luckily the melee prize pool which I won was full, of course. So you know, I collected my winnings and whatnot. But Brawl definitely coughed up for that one to pay for that venue on that day. But this is what it looked like anyway. It looked kind of like the Rambat Hall, I guess, a little bit. We had access to this kitchen over here, and sorry, one sec. And yeah, so that's the first photo I wanted to show. Just for special shout outs to the Don't Get series that I ran in Bronya. It didn't make the list, but it's still special because it's, I ran it in my hometown. And Bronya, if you don't know, is about 45 minutes on the train from the CBD in Melbourne. So it's a decent trip on the train, honestly, to get out from the city all the way east onto the Belgrave line, and getting off at Bronya and playing games for the day was a decent trek for a lot of these people, especially the ones that lived on West Melbourne. That was even longer for them. So good times. Oh, and if you want to view any of the videos from these tournaments, the Don't Get series, they are whatever was captured on an old easy cap DC 60 plus is on my YouTube channel, which is Sticktail. It's in the Twitch, about section below or whatever. You should know it. If you don't know it, it's in. You can click on the YouTube link. It'll take you to my channel to search for like Splice or Dekar or whatever, or search for Don't Get, and you'll find all the tournament videos from the Don't Get series. Yeah, let's get into the list then. Okay, coming in at number 6 on the best tournaments I've ever been to is actually one that a lot of people don't know about. A bit of a rare one. Let's reveal it just here. Downflash Summit 2018 in the Gold Coast. If you don't know, the Brisbane and Gold Coast scene ran a Summit style tournament at an Airbnb. You had to pay good money. It would have been $150-200 at least to enter. Anyone could enter. I think there was a cap of 16 on the house, and so 16 entrants was the max, which is, I think, normal for a Summit, around that number. So I was pretty last minute. I decided to go, and the only other interstate non-Queenslander that went was Quetzalcoatl, the Peach player from Perth, was also there. And let me actually show you some photos if we have any, because it was nice. I really enjoyed this tournament. The space, the Airbnb was very big. Most people, you either got a room by yourself or you were sharing with one other person in like a big double bed, so it was very spacious. A lot of areas to chill out. There was a pool. You could go swim in the pool. I mean, you can't do that in many tournaments, let's be honest. Just linking the playlist in the chat. This is the just for reference. This is the top 8 VODs of the tournament. You can sort of get an idea there of. Actually, let's open it together. Maybe I can. Let's have a look. I'm not sure what the stream actually shows, to be honest, but we'll have a look. Yeah, so the quality is awful on the camera, but you've got, we're in like a big lounge room in the house, and you're facing a TV. Obviously, I think there's a widescreen TV behind that TV that's turned off because obviously we're not using a widescreen TV. And then there's like the kitchen behind us where people are hanging out and just chilling and eating and watching grand finals at the same time. So this was actually organised by Bad. A player called Bad. That was his tag. It was Bad. He played Ganondorf, and his real name was Sam. I think Sam Brisbane. He lived in Brisbane actually. and I remember this part of the Brisbane scene because so to explain, the Airbnb was in the Gold Coast, but until I caught a flight from Melbourne to the Gold Coast, I think Quets might have done the same thing. But no one could house me for the night before we actually got to the Airbnb. None of the Gold Coast guys, I think. There weren't many Gold Coast guys, to be honest. I think most people were coming from Brisbane. So bad, the tournament organizer actually drove down from Brisbane to the Gold Coast to pick me up from the airport. Took me back to Brisbane, which is about over an hour drive. And we stayed at his house that night. And then the next night we went back to Gold Coast to go to the Airbnb and, begin setting up the tournament. So it was really generous, I thought, of him as well. Because he's a busy guy. He's got a lot going on. So there's actually a singles bracket link I'm going to have a look at as well. Yeah, it's crazy, Roy. They're very generous, this guy, with this time. A lot of the great melee players, melee tiers are. Okay, so this is actually not the real bracket. I think the real bracket was done in Challenge. Yeah, the real bracket would have been done on Challenge, but these are, I think, all the players that entered the tournament. So we've got Macca. Macca was a Puff player. It's funny, you remember our people. I won't go into more details about everyone, but there's me and Bad. Bad was the Gannon and Watlez. He was a classic. I didn't know many of these people, to be honest. The only ones I would have known would have been Thriles, Russell, and Quetz and Smopup. I don't think I knew anyone else. Maybe Jaybirds. But a lot of the people there were like new blood. And some of them were very good. For example, Sam White, you can probably see on that list. That's Oro, or now known as Sam White or Whitey, who plays Street Fighter in Melbourne. He was a great Marth player. Not so good at this stage in 2018, but he got good very quickly. Jaybirds, IBDF, I don't know who that is. Don't remember Tofu. Blasco was a really funny guy, played Ice Climbers, did a lot of cool things, well loved in the community. Definitely an anime nerd, that guy. Russell, the Lung Muscle, who actually beat Smopup in bracket at this tournament, which was very funny, in losers. I think it was losers semis. The winner would have played Quetz in losers finals, and somehow Russell found a way to win. I think SPUP found a way to lose. That was a bit shocking because we didn't get to see SPUP Quetz. I think it was just Quetz destroying Russell, and then I beat Quetz in grand finals. So a bit of an interesting singles bracket, but yeah, it was a good tournament. Well, I think I have some more stuff here to share as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, so I've just written, compared to Miles House, so there was another summit run as well at Miles House. We're not talking about Miles Warehouse. We're talking about Miles House. Not Miles Ale House and not Miles Warehouse, but it was just called Miles House. And this was a summit style tournament run at Miles House in Brunswick. Similar sort of idea, but there was like donation process, and top players were invited, and some had to be donated for and stuff like that. And that was also a great tournament, don't get me wrong. It's not on this list, but I bring it up because this one in Queensland for me was a bit different because it wasn't in Melbourne, which in some ways made it better because I was like on holiday, it felt like, more so than just being in Brunswick, being on the Gold Coast. But also, there was more room in the house. Miles House was awesome, and Dom Hines and everyone involved did a great job. It was a sweet tournament. But this house definitely just had more room and places to chill if you needed to, and relax. And I had a lot of fun meeting all the new players and playing them, and just reuniting with old friends. I think Heikel was at the tournament as well. Heikel Johari, you might know, part of the three Johari brothers who all play melee. Most people would know Kairi nowadays, or Goku, or Prolific Adam, whatever he wants to go by. But one of their brothers, the oldest brother Heikel, was at this tournament. I remember playing Mario Party. I won everything at this tournament, by the way. I won crews, singles, teams, Mario Party. It didn't matter what tournament it was. I seemed to win it. That's probably why I liked it so much. Let's see. Oh yeah, so there's a really good set with looks like Smoke Up and me. I'm going to bring it up actually because there's something very funny that happens in it. It's one of those endings. It would have been Mario Party. Good question. I think it would have been. You know what, Roy? I remember there was something we were trying to do. We were trying to get all 4 players to score 69 on one of the mini games. We tried for hours, and until we got it, and then it was like, yeah, and then we just kept going. What was the game? It was the Chansey one. That was Pokemon Stadium 2. I'm thinking of. We played that afterwards, but Mario Party would have been. It would have been a 64 one. I'm guessing 2. I don't think we would have played number 1. No, it definitely wasn't number 1. It had to be either 2 or 3, and I'm guessing it was 2. Yeah, Clem. They did run another one of these Down Smash Summit. They called the next one Badlands, I believe. I didn't go to that one, but I heard it was also very fun. So yeah, the sequel to this was called Badlands. I remember it was in the Kami documentary. It was featured briefly, which is very funny if you've never seen that. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was Mario Party 4. It must have been on 64 because we were playing Pokemon Stadium 2 afterwards, the Chansey Egg mini game. So it would have had to be 1, 2, or 3, and I believe it was number 2 we played. Yeah, Mario Party 2. Wait, Kami doc? Yeah. So the Queensland player Kami, who played Fox, there's like a little documentary about him. Well known in parts of the Queensland scene and celebrated and loved because it's interesting. If you know Kami, then you know a documentary about him as an idea is very funny to begin with. But I'll link it in the chat just for later reference. Sorry, 1 second. I just needed to check this out. The Kami doc, where was it? Yeah, so maybe just bookmark that one for later. That's they call it. It's made by a guy who was in the scene for like 2 months max, or 2 or 3 months, I think max. And he made this documentary. I don't know if it was for uni or for his own benefit, or he wanted to go big on YouTube. I don't know, but it's very funny. And if you get a chance later on, definitely give it a watch. Especially if you are familiar with Kami the Fox player, or just want to see some weird Australian history. Hello Chib, welcome to the chat. So next up, we've got more stuff about the Queensland Smash Summit. What else we got? Oh yeah, I was going to show the end of the set versus Mopar. Very funny, very funny. So me and Smopop had a set here. We didn't win a semis. We wouldn't play again because, as I said, he lost to Russell, the Love Muscle, in Russell TLM in losers semis, I believe. But this is the ending to the set. Watch this. So he's up. Oh, hang on. The quality is terrible. I think the quality is just terrible. But anyway, he's up clean 2 stocks to 1 in game. This is game 5, by the way. Ignore the scoreboard. This is game 5. This is me and Smopop. Smopop's up 2 stocks to 1. You probably should have won this. I'm just air smashing like I normally do. You know, nothing new really. Definitely have arthritis here, but he somehow dies. Anyway, so we're at a last stock. I don't know why transformations are on. I guess we didn't. It was 2018. We didn't have transformations off yet, so this is quite normal. It was NTSC though, thankfully, so we've got that going on. And gee, the cams are dark, aren't they? You can't see a bloody thing. Oh, I missed that F there. But yeah, S-Pop is so close to winning here. Look at the percents. I mean, any move will probably... And then he uses F there. It's like, no. That up tilt almost kills. Not quite. I'm still watching this now. I haven't seen this in a long time, and I'm shocked that he doesn't win. Yeah, missed the kill, and then he just gets F smashed on the platform. Oh dear, so that was a bit of a classic. That was game 5 last stock. So yeah, Quetz was there. If you don't know about Quetz, old school Peach, older than me, he played tournaments before I did in Australia. And Quetz plays Peach, he plays it really well, he's a good player, probably would still be top 30 in the country today at least, probably top 20 actually, that's not true, top 20 at least. He now runs well, among doing many other things, he hosts the Chase VGM, which is a video game music quiz show every Thursday and Sunday, I believe, or Wednesday and Sunday on the Chase VGM on Twitch. If you just search the Chase VGM into Google, it'll come up, I'm sure, but it's a pretty cool idea. It's like that TV show, The Chase, you know, but done with video game music. And you have to, like, they play a song from a video game, you have to guess what song it is and what game it's from. And it's really hard because there's thousands of games and thousands of tracks, and you haven't played them all or heard them all, so it gets really hard really fast. Yeah, Quest is like the one guy that might play on NetPlay now that has been playing longer than me. Russell versus Mopop I talked about, that was just a bit of a heartbreaker. S-Pop kind of killed himself too much. And just good vibes at this Down Smash Summit. It was really relaxing, really chill. 2018, probably my first interstate tournament in 4 years, or three or 4 years. I had a great time, and not many flaws in this one. I mean, it was just nice. So, one of my favorite moments was a crew battle. Oh yeah, that was at a battle arena in Melbourne, I think. That was a classic. The long walk, taking the dog for a walk. That one. That was a good moment. Okay. Time for the reveal of number 5. Bam 8 it was. Roy knows. Roy knows. He knows his stuff. Okay, so number 5 on the list is Camp Firefox 2023. If you went to this tournament, you know why it's on the list. It was great. For me, the first thing that comes to mind is Jimmo and all the work he put into this tournament. I don't actually have any photos because, first of all, Croc has all the footage. You know, I purposely didn't take many photos this tournament because I was like, oh, everyone else has their cameras, and Croc, who runs Beginner Beatdown and Redemption Arc, that sort of thing, I think, always streams it and runs it. He had a lot of footage. And it's still, I believe, working on some sort of montage because I know the actual sets are on YouTube, but there's it's just the game footage. You know, there's no crowd noise, there's no footage of the venue on those YouTube bits. It's just the game feed. But yeah, Camp Firefox is definitely one of the best tournaments I've ever been to. Talked about Croc, talked about Jimmo a little bit. Jimmo, I mean, you got the family to come and help as well with food and everything else, and it ran smoothly. The vibes were immaculate. I also remember the doubles run I had with Billy. Let's move that out of the way. The doubles run I had with Billy was really fun. I think originally Aiden wanted a team, and I was pretty down for that actually. I was like, hell yeah, team with International, that'd be a lot of fun. But when Billy was in the mix, I said to Billy, Splice. I said to him, if you know, you get first dibs basically. You know, if you want to run it with me, Billy, then I'll tell everyone else no. And he was like, yeah, let's run it. So that's why we teamed. And I'm thankful we did, obviously, because it was like a dream. It was so easy. It was so much fun. We placed really well. We got second, narrowly losing to Goody and Emps. It was a lot of fun. There was also badminton at this tournament, which, if you remember, was very cool. The court was, well, let me just start by saying I teamed with a guy called Platinum. His tag is Platinum. I've never seen him before. I never heard of him before. But he posts in the Discord and says, I'm Platinum. I'm coming to Camp Firefox. I'm really good at badminton. Let someone team with me. I'm like, oh, easy. I'll team with this guy and we'll sweep. I've played a fair bit of badminton with mates. I'm like, that's probably more than most smashes. So, I thought it'd be really easy. But the court and the wind and not the wind, but definitely the court. It was on like a hill, and one team was down the hill and one team was up the hill. With the breeze and everything, I guess as well. It was a funny mess, and I had so much fun anyway. And just chilling and watching other people play as well as playing yourself was really fun. It was a nice contrast to Smash, which is it's a party game we take very seriously, whereas badminton was a more serious game we took more casually in that instance. I thought it was really funny. So just having badminton there was cool. The fact that Jimmo, I think most TOs would have been people can play some casual badminton and then maybe next year they'd run a tournament for it, but he knew straight away, Jimmo, that this would be a fun side event, and even had medals prepared, I think, for the winners. So that was really cool. I ran a little poker game on one of the nights, maybe the Saturday night, like Don B, XP, Finray. There were a few of us that were playing that. Just a small tournament game. Okran, shout outs to Okran, of course, for the $1,000 donation into the prize pool, which made everything better. I don't know how else to put it. It didn't make everything better, but it made it matter a lot more to the top players, and the top stats were a little more hype. Not that we were focused on the money, but a lot of people even forgot about that aspect of the tournament. That there was a $1,000 prize pool bonus. I remember telling McLeod at Big Cheese, hey, by the way, there's $1,000 extra. You know that, right? And they're like, what? But that was really cool. So cool of Okran to do that and kind of boost the tournament, and being able to advertise, $1,000 bonus prize pool would have been good. Goody winning the tournament finally. I think it was Goody's first major. That was really cool. Been a long time coming, and Goody finally. There was a lot of upsets in the bracket. It was a crazy bracket. Emps beating McLeod, Emps beating Nick, Emps, and then of course Rupert beating Emps and Goody beating Rupert in grand finals. That was really awesome, I thought. So the run of singles bracket was awesome, as well as doubles, which I talked about with Splice. So in terms of the bracket, it was pretty sweet. Yeah, Tid as well. Congratulations for Tid for actually winning the tournament. That was awesome. The Yeta bus, the whole story of the Yeta bus, that's going to go down in Oz Smash lore forever, I think. The Oz Smash bus, some of the hijinks that happened the night of the tournament. And yeah, it basically covers Camp Firefox. I'm not going to go too much into detail in that one because it's so recent, and a lot of the people who would watch this stream or watch the VOD have been to Camp Firefox, or at least going to go this year. And in fact, there's another one in under 3 weeks, so we can't wait for the second installment of that one. But that was definitely fifth on the list of my all-time favorite tournaments. Alright, let's get to number 4 on this list. I actually thought about this one, which is why the list is 6 long instead of 5. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's one of the best tournaments definitely of all time. It's Shadowloo Showdown 5 in Victoria 2014, 9 years before Camp Firefox. Shadowloo Showdown, where do I start? Shadowloo was an organisation kind of separate from Couch Warriors. They were run by Ali, I think, and Pyro maybe, and a few others. I don't know who exactly it was. I'm sure Ali was involved somehow. But anyway, they had a little factory, not factory, what's it called? It was like a storage facility in South Morang in Melbourne, and They set it up with some CRTs and some monitors and planned to run tournaments there and charge for venue and make money off this or something. I don't know what the plan was really, but somehow, some way or another, my biggest major of 2014 was probably Shadaloo Showdown. It wasn't BAM, it wasn't anything else, or ACL or whatever. It was Shadaloo Showdown. This was the biggest tournament of the year, and it was so big, in fact, that we donated a bunch of money. I think Red Act organised this, where we pooled money between Smashers that were attending the tournament online. So we're donating into Red Act's bank account. Maybe some of the tournament winnings went into there as well. I don't know, I can't remember. Like from other tournaments to fundraise for this. And what we did with the money was we paid for flights for Armada and Lucky to come. Armada, the famous, obviously, GOAT Peach player, GOAT of Peach, not GOAT of the game, that's Mango. But one of the five gods, Armada, he came, and of course Lucky from California came to this tournament. One second. Alright, so where do I start? The Shadaloo organisation for us kind of sucked because they were very well organised in a lot of ways, but the one letdown I had was when I walked into the venue on day one. As the TO, I was the TO, Smash TO for this tournament, head Smash TO. And the TVs were just lined up against a wall. You know, the tables were lined up against a wall, with the table against the wall, TV facing you, which is we know it's terrible, especially for like doubles. It's just not going to work. So eventually we said, hey, this is crazy, and we set it up in the rows that you're more used to now, with the TV facing each side, each way. And the streamer, that we had some setup problems with the projector that wasn't organised properly with, I believe by Shadaloo. I'm sure Max Wolf or Hard Pelican, who was the streamer at the time, would have done all he can and did really well to get it working, and he did. So thank you, Max, again for being a champion on that one. But yeah, the organisation wasn't great until the tournament started. Then it was awesome. It was just one of the best times because we had these international guests. We had a lot going on, and it was PAL still, which is interesting. Armada and Lucky came to Australia. Armada would have loved it, I'm sure, but Lucky would have been like, what's going on? Because it was PAL. We still played PAL in 2014. Isn't that crazy? Math down air, it doesn't spike, you know. 5 Fox up B, not as long. Up smash not as strong, stuff like that. The first thing that happened on the first night, the Friday night, I believe, of Shadaloo Showdown 5 was a big money match in PM. People were looking forward to this money match so much, including me, because there was a lot of trash talk between Victoria and Perth. And as mentioned in the chat by Roy, it was between Chapos from Perth, who played Meta Knight, and Red Act from Victoria, who played Falco Fox. He didn't really play P+. He just played Melee, which is how P+ started, really, is Melee players dominating brackets with Melee characters and not being bothered to learn the game. I still do that to this day. I don't dominate the bracket, but I still don't learn the game as much as I should. So that there was a month of trash talk leading up to this money match, and you got to understand, back then a lot of these Perth guys were brand new to Vic anyway. We'd never met them before. There was no online, so you don't associate with these people really at all. Obviously when you meet them, you're homies. You realise they're homies and you get along, but that takes a bit still, so it was a lot of like, fuck Perth, fuck Vic. Surely Perth are just rubbish at the game. Surely Vic is just gonna, Red Act has years of experience. No, what we didn't know is that Perth were training in P+. Like they really learned the game. He plays Midnight after all, so this is not just some guy playing Melee. He's learned a bit of the game, and the money match was super hype. It's one of the loudest crowds I've ever been near. Was the excitement on day one for Red Act vs Chapos. let's watch the end of the money match, the very last stock, just to see what happened.
I don't know if he needs to sweet spot it. I definitely think Phil could use the platform.
So it's 2-2. Sorry about
that. Oh, I just got clipped by that. Definitely looking for the up air there.
Red Axe, I think, has switched between Falco and Fox. Mainly using Fox. But it's really loud.
Way too greedy, Phil. Stay in the middle, like stay on the stage and not get backbone or anything like that. Oh, there we go. Oh! Those floaty characters.
Very scary though.
Phil's looking for it. That's not brawl. Oh, I should definitely get the punish on that tornado.
Should have.
That read. Will this be it? Chokes. Both of them looking for the kill very hard. That's it. That will do it.
Let's not forget now that Max speed.
So people had a lot of money on this. Like people were literally betting, you know, Perth would throw 50 on this guy, or this user from Vic would throw 50 on Red Act. And Chapos wins. And so Perth made like $1,000 easy, at least. As well as maybe the money match originally was $100 between Chapos and Red Act, or they doubled it to 200 or something. But with all the side bets on top, it would have been over 1,000 easy. Very exciting stuff to start the tournament. You know, we haven't. This is just the salty sweet, really, of the tournament. I don't think I might have like even here yet. You know, so it was one hell of a way to start off the tournament. So I'm just having a look now. We've got the PM doubles grand finals. The other big story out of this tournament for PM was doubles, because it was Dread Tech, the famous Victorian tournament organizer now. Back then he didn't run tournaments, it was just a Toon Link from PM. Dread Tech and Armada. So Dread Tech's teaming with Armada, because I believe he might have housed him or something as well. And they became really good friends, and then they're versing Chapos and Sundowns, the two Perth guys, in grand finals, and it's a game 10. It's a half an hour plus, I think it's over half an hour long grand finals. It's a game 10. There are some absolutely epic moments. I'm going to link it in the chat. Some of the endings of the games are incredible, and the result is also, I think, pretty special. But if you get a chance, bookmark that one, put it in your watch later. It's amazing. Let me give you a shot actually of the. This will spoil the winning. This will spoil the ending, but it's one of the best photos we've ever had in Old Smash. So let's. This one right here. This is the crowd reaction to grand finals of P plus doubles, and there's Dread Tech and Armada on the right celebrating. I'm in the middle there. We got PCG, Bus, Attila, Tibbs, you know, a couple of the Perth guys down the front, Corpse Great even, as well as Noid and Dion, sorry, and yeah, we're all going crazy because it was just that exciting. It was the end of a half an hour long marathon of grand finals, and Dread Tech and Armada managed to just clinch it. And there were times when it looked like they were absolutely gone in that grand finals. And it's kind of weird to be cheering for Armada against hometown heroes. Really, it was their, you know, the Australian team from Perth. But the fuck Perth mentality was so strong still at this moment that we were just like, no, we can't let them win. It's got to be Dread Tech and Armada. So it was crazy. I also entered. I was pretty good at P plus because I was pretty good at melee. So I entered I entered. Oh yeah, okay. So I actually also lost to Chapos for fourth and lose the semis in a really close set. That was also game 5. And let me give you a taste of an old vid I found. The crowd reacting to one of the games. It's a really sweet vid, I think. It might have been game 4, I think, of our set. That brings back a lot of memories. That was how hype P plus was back in the day. PPM, sorry, as it was known then. Chapos was funny. He went to last stock. Meta Knight versus Marth on like stadium or something, and I was like, oh, this guy's gonna crumble, right? He's like, I've been here before. You know, he's this new guy. He's not gonna know what to do. I'm just gonna win easy, like the Dekar magic, right? But to Chapos's credit, he wasn't scared at all, and he kind of like owned me the last stock. Wasn't like a big long combo or anything, but it was just like constantly outplaying, I think, on the last stock. If you want to watch the set, you can just go to YouTube, go Chapos Dekar. It'll come up, I'm sure. But you know, I was so impressed by his fearlessness, which is still the way to beat me in a lot of games. But props to Chapos for that one. Any other important sets? Just says here, shout outs to Hard Velican / Max for the streaming. He did amazing. His overlay and everything was really awesome. There's a funny story with singles actually for Melee. Let's get back into Melee. Melee, the way it was seeded, I did the seeding obviously, and it was Armada, Lucky, SD, Dekar, which is perfect. I wanted it that way because I knew I'd get a shot at Armada and SD get a shot at Lucky. And the night before in the hotel room, me and SD are in the same room, and I'm doing the seeding because I don't know why, but just some weird way. I think we did round robin pools even into a top 16 or top 32, but we didn't have the automation of Start GG, so it was like I need to do it by hand. And it was a really good bracket. All my seeding was perfect, obviously. But I told SD in that hotel room, I remember telling him, I was like, he had a close set with Lucky the previous week in a tournament called Check Yourself Before You Dread Take Yourself, or something like that. And I said to Sam, if you beat Lucky, like you have to beat Lucky and win the semis, because if it goes to losers and it's you and me, I'll win. Like you won't get another shot at Lucky or Armada. It's over for you. And he's like, oh yeah, whatever, you know. And that's exactly what happened. He lost to Lucky and win the semis. I lost to Armada, obviously, although the first game was pretty close. And then in losers, I beat him, as I knew I would. And it was really exciting because that was for like top placing Australian. A lot of hype for that one. A classic rivalry, me and SD. It's an entirely another stream for another day. Plus that meant I got a shot at Lucky, which was fun. Even though it was PAL, which I thought would favour me, obviously Lucky was way too good. But I did get a cool clip. I think everyone this clip.
2-2, so not much you can read into that. You know, one thing that's in Dekar's favour, he's coming off.
Yeah, so I'm getting whooped the whole set, by the way. I'll do one cool thing and the crowd's like, oh, here we go. But no, it was the Lucky show, honestly.
Lucky has a very different style.
Lucky even took a game off Armada with his Falcon this tournament. He was playing really nice.
But at the end of the day,
but this is the clip.
Hands on a fox, it's still a fox, and you can do stuff just like that. Oh my God, Dekar!
At the time, a lot of my Smash friends were still playing Smash and attending tournaments, as in like the first group of people that I've met, so the emo crew and a few others. So So it's pretty special having all your mates at a tournament, cheering you on. As you would know if you've been to a tournament recently and your friends are there watching you, it's fun. So that was pretty cool. I think that's pretty much it for Shadowloo Showdown 5. Yeah, it was just really sweet. It was good memories. I got a nice medal off that. I TO'd it as well. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was well worth it. It was a very memorable tournament. So let's move on. Coming in at number 3 is not an Australian tournament. It took place in New Jersey. Apex 2015. My first international tournament, Apex 2015. Bit of a crazy one. Yeah, my first time traveling outside of Australia. No, I went to Fiji a couple of times in Japan, but this was the first like Smash trip. It was NTSC, not PAL, which I wasn't used to, and I suffered for it by not practicing NTSC. So my pool started off with a Ganon. You know, the guy did not know how to play the game. A few easy wins on like a Fox or Falco or something. We're still on the side of the pool, and then because it's double limb, it's not round robin or anything. Fair enough, you know, it's double limb, whatever. Then I ran into this Ness from Canada. I forget the tag. I'll never remember the tag. I'm not sure if it's even up anywhere, like recorded, honestly. But it was this really good Ness, and I just won. And I popped off. And they were like, "Oh, you're popping off on me? I'm just a Ness." I'm like, "Dude, you're good. You know, it's one of those respectful pop-offs." But then I ran into a Puff player from Boston, I believe, called Dudutsai. Dudutsai, Dudutsai. Really good Puff for the time. That was a winner's semis of the pool, and I won. So it put me in winners finals of the pool against a Fox from Finland called Pekki. P-E-K-I, Pekki. He was really good. And the difference between us was he had spent a little time learning NTSC. And so every time I knocked this Fox off stage, there were a few times where I would have 100% won the game if I'd just done the Marth Killer get on. You know when Fox is up being and you do not the Marth Killer, the Marth where you get up attack from the ledge, and then the Fox, you know, falls down and either dies or gets hit by the attack. But I wasn't really doing that. I was just like, oh man, I've got no idea about NTSC Fox recovery, so I'll go out and hit them again, you know, and that never works, really. Or it didn't work in these games. So Pekki won that 2-1 or 2-0, I don't remember. I just remember he won. I was pissed off because I was pissed off myself because I didn't really know what I was doing in NTSC. Welcome, yep, Dekar After Dark. And Gourds and Rainbow were the two other Australians that went with me to this tournament. Not on the plane or in hotels or anything, but we met up there obviously because we're all from Australia. So I'm talking RJ from Sydney, known as Rainbow, and Gourds, also from Sydney, a Chic player. Two historical melee players in their own right, legendary I would say, especially Gourds. They were my company for the actual tournament, and when I lost I was like really sad, so Gourds was a nice guy at that moment. I think RJ might have even got further than me because they ran into a couple of ice climbers, so you know, peach ice climbers is pretty good. Apex 2015 was the first big Smash Brothers. It says U here, that's not right. It was the Smash 4 tournament, the Wii U one, with the hoo-ha, Diddy Kong hoo-ha. So that was pretty fun. What I did mention yet was the venue craziness, which is that we rocked up to the venue, the historical Apex venue, where they've had a bunch of Apexes before this. And we get there, and there's like a hole in the car park. It's a multi-level story car park, and there's like a hole in the roof, the top one, like a big, like, looks like a sinkhole, you know? And so the car park's closed. And we're like, whatever. But then the fire marshal comes and declares the actual venue where we're having the tournament like unsafe and we have to evacuate. So the venue's done. So I was just in like a crowd of people listening to instructions from like Prog or D1 or whatever, whoever was yelling it out. And I actually went upstairs into some hotel room where like Ken and KDJ were playing doubles practice, and just like hung out with them for a bit while we waited to figure out what the hell was going on with the venue. And so eventually they moved it to the convention center, which was a pretty decent drive away. So while everyone else is moving TVs and shit, I'm like, dude, I'm from Australia. I don't have to help out with this. Which is a lot of people did. There was a big tournament, 1,000 entrants from LA singles. So you've got a bunch of people being awesome and helping move TVs. And then I'm pretty sure I went with Alex19, Boback, and a couple others, including the guy that was housing me in New Jersey, to New York, nearby New York Central Park, and we just hung out there for a while and got dinner and went home to New Jersey afterwards, and then came back the next day to the convention center where we actually started the tournament. And this was the one with the Salty Suite where Chillin lost 11-5-0, and Bizarro Flame beat Eichelman as well. This was that tournament. A lot happened at this tournament. They still managed to squeeze in a lot, and it was still a great time. The winner, I'll get to that last. Mango and Leffen had the $1,000 money match. You know, Mango famously stood up and said, "Hey, Leffen, if we meet in bracket, $1,000." And then Leffen beat him. So that was pretty funny. And some of the vids on YouTube for this tournament actually, like some of the melee single sets, like even like PP Yamada and stuff in grand finals. If you look in the crowd between games, you'll see me with the Australian flag, which I think's a nice touch. But anyway, I did get a photo with PP. After he won the tournament. I'm like shaking his hand as he the trophy. That is a young Dekar, by the way, on the left, and that is PPMD, obviously, on the right. He's got the medal, he's got the trophy. This is just, he's walked off the stage, he's tired, he's drained. I'm like, give me a photo. And he takes one photo and then I think goes back to his hotel. He was done, but nice enough guy. Very generous to take this photo with me, and I took a lot of photos this tournament actually of me with like top players. I was like fanboying out, like Leffen, Armada, Taj, S2J, Fly, Amanita, you know, those kind of guys. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun at this tournament. That's why it's number what is it, 3 on the list? Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you ever travel internationally for Smash, your first time will be really, really fun. And yeah, you'll always remember your first international tournament because it's really special. Kind of like your first Final Fantasy game. It'll always be your favorite because it was your first. Was this before BAM that year or after? Apex 2015 was after, before BAM. It would have been, because that would have taken place in January. It was snowing, it was really cold, it was definitely January of 2015, and then BAM would have been 2015, like BAM's usually in May, I think it used to be, so yeah. Alright, let's move on to number 2. It's the first BAM, which is Ballerina Melbourne 1, also known as Rocky, because in 2009, Vic, we named a tournament the year before Rambo. It was held at the university, it was called Rambo, and we had Melee and Brawl for the first time together. Sort of a major, but a bit scuffed. The way it was run, it was all squeezed into one day, Melee singles and doubles, all into one day, I believe. Didn't really work, but the year after we joined forces with the Couch Warriors for their, you know, big tournament, which they were organising, called Ballerina Melbourne. We still wanted Smash to have its own name for the tournament, so instead of Rambo we called it Rocky, I believe the year after SSBM 2 it was called Robocop, maybe with Mewtwo King. But the first BAM was just Australians. There were no international guests for Melee or Brawl. Perth people were about as good as the international guests you would have got for that one. Let's go through some old photos though. I can show you what I mean. Actually, let's go through some results first. Okay, so in Brawl, Corpse Crate wins from WA. It was a big surprise. Played Toon Link. No one knew how to verse Toon Link, so it was pretty easy, I think. Tibbs from Vic gets second, then Amaterasu or Chris from Queensland gets third with Meta Knight. $100 underused bonus with Donkey Kong, that's interesting. Don was like a guest from America, was studying here for a year or two, I think, and became a good part of the scene. Brawl teams, didn't really pay attention to that after I got eliminated with Jay. Melee singles is an interesting one. Kaz, the winner from Queensland, played Fox. He was a really good player. Rest in peace. Chaotic from Vic, the legendary tournament organizer. I'll talk more about him in a sec. Exalerate from Queensland, a long retired player. And then we've got our SD, Monkey Bear, Emily, my teammate for teams, Combo Turtle, friend of SD, and me, and that rounds out the top 8. It was a great tournament, and here's why. It was the first. It was in a place called the Victoria Hotel. Yeah, Victoria Hotel in the basement. We were really squished together for this one, and it's one of those ones where it made it very loud, but it there was just enough space. If there was any less space, you'd be like sardines, but it was just enough space to get around, and everyone could watch the action. Everyone had a piece of the viewing. You know, it was well done, even though it was our first time in this venue, and I think last time in this venue. We just needed more space. The Smash area was way too small compared to, well, not even compared to Street Fighter. Just every area was too small. It wasn't enough space. But let's see, what else have we got here? I've got some photos. Yeah, okay. There's actually a video on YouTube of us playing dodgeball like on this day 0, which would have been the Thursday or the Friday, and it's the melee players versus the brawl players, and it's a really short video. It's not even the whole match, but it's us like splitting all offender teams and playing dodgeball, which was very fun. I can link it, but I can't discuss it because the title is a bit not PC anymore. But I'll link it in the chat anyway for anyone who's curious. Bit of a weird video, crappy quality and all that, but there it is. Now let's get to some photos. So these are actually, this doesn't get any bigger if you click on it. So I'll explain what's going on in these in these photos. This is Unreon on the left, a Falco player from New South Wales. He was the smoothest, buttery smooth Falco you've ever seen. Not top level, but really good to watch. And that's M in the middle, my teammate, who we won doubles with. That was a great doubles tournament. This one you've got Tibbs in the middle, who was more known for Brawl and Smash 4, but also had a good Dr. Mario in Melee. And Chaotic on the right, the tournament organizer from way back when. Tibbs actually, we played a set in Melee. This is to get into top 8. Top 8 qualifier in Melee singles, loser side. Goes to the last game. I'm Puff, and he's Dr. Mario on FD. He's throwing pills, as he should. And he gets me up to like kill percent, and then gets a grab. All he has to do is down throw F air, and he wins. And he doesn't down throw, I think he F threw instead with Dr. Mario by accident. And he immediately is like, oh, sugars, you know, that's a big mistake. And he lost that set after that, and I bet he remembers that one too. As you can see, well, it actually looks quite big in this image, but it's not. We are squished together. Looks like there's some brawl doubles action going on here. But the commentators on the right side, these are the commentators here. I don't think you can see my mouse, but the commentators like SD with the curly hair and Tibbs next to him, whereas the players obviously on the other side of the TV. I've got M again, and it's Atticus on the left, my emo crewmate who used to play Fox until his wrist gave in, I guess. We've got some brawl doubles action going on with Leisha and Connor, I think. Condog, KO and Tibbs teamed, because this was before Attila was part of the scene. So it wasn't Tibbs and Attila, the two brothers, it was just Tibbs and whoever. Didn't last long though. Attila did come very soon after this, I believe. We got Jay in the front wearing a tie for some reason, I think. Is that Jay? I think so. Yeah, this is more brawl photos, it's kind of lame. Oh, the Asian guy second from the bottom here is Miss Walker. He played Ness, and he was a classic part of the scene. How do I explain Miss Walker? Just a legend. Let's just say that. So that's Chris on the right with the glasses. He is the one that got third in Brawl. He's a really good Brawl player. And we look at Melee too. KO, of course, and then Jesse or X, part of a crew from Nunawading in the Melbourne East suburbs, who was a really good Fox player and a good drinker. This is the big group photo. We don't do many of these anymore at big tournaments, but we did do one at Camp 5 Fox, which also made this list, of course. If you can spot me, well done. I'm right here. That's me in the blue on the left. And then we've got, I can name not many of these people. Usually in a modern photo I could name all the smashers, but I do not know a lot of these smashers. There's some old faces in here, that's for sure. And this is the one we took for the dodgeball. Like we've got all our shoes in the middle to make like a boundary line that you can't cross, obviously, and then the brawl players on the left and the melee players on the right. I can't see myself in this photo, but that's okay. I remember it came down to there was a bunch of melee players left, because melee I think dominated generally. And then there was Nay, who's the guy in the front left of that photo, the bigger guy, and Splice. Splice would have been 13, 14 years old max at this tournament. And I think you can see him. He's third from the front on the left side of Splice. So it's Nay, Afro Pony, Splice on the left. So it comes down to Nay and Splice. So you got Splice hiding behind Nay, while Nay just tanks everything and grabs balls and piffs balls. I can't even remember who won. Actually, maybe the brawl players did win. I don't remember, but it was very, very funny seeing Splice, hiding behind Nay while Nay just sort of controls the whole game. I had a good set with Accelerate this tournament. The guy who got third. We were trash talking a lot online. I was a big trash talker when I was younger, and Accelerate gave it back, which was good because it was the hype was real for that set. Went to game 3, Marth Falco, I think, on Stadium, and he won on the last dock after I missed an up throw tipper, maybe? It was like on a platform and I was impatient or something. I can't remember it exactly, but he definitely won. What else? Oh yeah, teams. Teaming with Emily was really fun. We won teams somehow. There's the VODs on YouTube that I play part from mostly. There's a lot of rests, a lot of up tilt rest, a lot of just rest. That was fun. It just about sums up that one. It was a really exciting tournament because of, again, Perth coming for Brawl and a lot of people coming from all over Australia, from LA, especially Queensland and Sydney, and it's pretty historic being the first Battle Arena in Melbourne, especially what happened afterwards with the sort of legacy of that tournament. It became really, really big. And the first one was just very intimate almost, compared to the later ones, which were more of a, you know, promotional, I don't know how to describe it, you know, more of a public show off of the scene rather than just this more intimate celebration of the game and the competitive nature of the players and whatnot. Alright, is that number 2? There is only one tournament left. Wow. Put your guesses for number 1 in the chat. Maybe you'll know it, maybe you won't. I don't know. Just loading it up now. So number 1 is actually a bit of a surprise. It's a tournament that hasn't happened yet, but I will be attending. I think it's going to be the best tournament of all time. I don't think anything is ever going to beat it. Mana Summit 2025, New York. That's right. It's got a lot of great players going. You know, we've got Mech, the Shizwiz, Hax, a Rookie, Mana Lord, Eichelman. Of course, this tournament just is, you know, full of superstar, great stand-up people, and I can't wait to go. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Let's be honest. No, of course it's Miles Warehouse 2. Not Mana Summit. It's Miles Warehouse 2. It was my favorite tournament of all time for sure. Let's start going through it together. What have I got here? Was it the Rambat Hall in Victoria? Miles Warehouse 1 actually was like pretty ghetto warehouse, obviously, hence the name. I remember the screen, we had a projector on a sheet on a wall and it looked terrible. It was still a great tournament, but it was very ghetto. I remember helping run that tournament on the day at the desk and stuff. Miles Warehouse 2, a huge improvement thanks to Don B and PCG. They definitely ran the show. It was really well done. It was a lot of fun. Let's start with PM first of all. I remember playing All-Star Random most of the tournament, which means you get a different character every stock. Even through Winners Finals with SD, who agreed to do it with me. Like you didn't have to agree to do it with me. I would just do it against your main if you wanted, but I don't think SD wanted to be embarrassed, so he was like, alright, I'll do it too. And I won very easily in PM. I think Grand Finals we went mains. It was like Falcon Fox or then Falcon Falcon. No, Chib, that clip happened at a Queensland tournament called Button Smash, maybe, where I typically the Pineapple won Dreamland. That was not this tournament. That was against S-Pup. But Miles Warehouse 2 was awesome. I think I've got some pictures here as well. This actually comes from the P Plus Twitter, I think. You can see some P Plus going on in the foreground, but this is the Rambat Hall setup for some Smash. Got Huey on the left. Is that Star right there? I don't even know. No, I don't think so. Yeah, it was the Rambat Hall, but like exciting. More exciting than usual for this big major. It would have been really hot. I think it was in like January or something, or February. Miles Warehouse 2. One of the interesting things for this tournament, that is Huey, by the way. One of the interesting things was there was a poster released before the tournament, and they sold posters on the day. You could buy like a frame and stuff. That was the poster. It was me and SD on the poster. That's not the same T-shirt, by the way. Don't worry. I just thought that now. Is that the same T-shirt? No. Yeah, me and because they knew if grand finals was going to probably be me and SD, because it like always was at every major, and so they put us on they made us like beforehand pose for these photos, and yeah, we ended up on the poster. It's kind of cool. Sam looks pretty funny. Yeah, this tournament I saw like there was blood, there was sweat, there was tears, there was everything from a bunch of people. There was a lot of hype, there was a lot of good times, and the memories from both PPM and but especially Melee will always be there. I haven't got much more. I think I've linked Instagram.
I think Sam's also just really good in that matchup.
So let's take a shot of what's happening here. We got me and SD in the top left, obviously, for grand finals. We've got Skeleton and Smoking Puppy on comms. Really interesting set, this one, actually. I'll quickly skip through it and just go through it with you.
In that matchup, so probably we want to avoid that.
I've experienced.
So first game Battlefield, and Sam wins easily.
Struggling to take this.
He's up 3 stock to 1, and then do I get the last stock? I don't think I even do. I think he just wins.
If he did it facing the other way, I think that would have hit either like tech in place or roll the other side. Like.
Oh,
Sam should win here. Oh no.
Yeah, that actually looks like S2P there.
And
So it does go to last stock, but I'm pretty sure Sam wins.
Oh no. Don't want to see that.
Ah.
Alright.
So I go back to Battlefield, and I'm down again, but I'm pretty sure I win game 2.
He's swagging. We'll see it down there into reverse up B.
Oh yeah, the ending to this game is pretty funny, actually.
40i on that F smash.
So this is a story that said Sam will win a game, and then I'll go back there. Then Sam wins, then I go back there. It just happened over and over again.
Yeah, there's the top platform usage. Dekar ain't having any of that. Oh, this could be it. Yeah, that's it. Nice. Dekar is so clutch. And once again.
So that's pretty cool, but then Sam 4-stocks me on Yoshi's story.
Get completed.
He 4-stocks me on... He picks Yoshi's story, which is kind of weird back then, I think. And wins by 4-stock. I mean, a 4-stock. So I go back to Yoshi's story, and we all know what happens next. I think we've all seen this one, but let's watch it together one more time.
I think Sam's also
get invincibility and then wait for Mark to get back on stage and up here.
yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, this hasn't aged well for Sam, obviously. I don't think any of those sort of clips ever do. But
Yeah.
so many opportunities to kill and so little conversions.
Don't go near the
It's weird though. I mean, even back here, even in this moment, like right here, I still was in the phase where I felt like, oh, if I want to win, I can just win, you know? Like there's zero chance I'm going to lose the game or the tournament, especially the tournament. Whereas later on in the Sam Dekar rivalry, it was more up in the air, but at this point it was still like, nah, I'm going to win.
Oh, Grant's putting serious work for Dekar at the moment.
And that little forward tilt. Oh no.
Oh my god, he gets the grab. Is this it?
True story, Hungrybox reacted to this video twice and didn't remember it, you know, on 2 separate occasions in his like compilations.
Sam wants to grab. Or just...
Good moment. So remember that Sam 4-stocked me on Yoshi's story just the game before. And then of course game 5 is equally special in my mind. Because after Sam 4-stocks me, he gets 4 stocks back. I believe for the first time ever, this is Sam's first 4 stocking, is definitely in tournament. And it's the last match of the whole tournament.
And there you have it. Isn't that a reset or no? No, Dekar won. Dekar won. Yeah. Congrats to Dekar. Dekar. Oh, yeah. Ridden so hard. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, great shot from Dekar. Walk off. That's tough. Yeah. That is. It's a pretty rough way to end things.
So that was my last big Melbourne tournament before I before I got sick and I had to stop playing for like a year. I didn't go to any tournaments. I was really like ill. It's probably why I remember it really well actually. Because yeah, it wasn't quite the same player after that one. Oh, excuse me, when I came back in like 2016 maybe. I believe this BAM 2015 was the year where that was BAM 7 where we had you know, Leffen and Chillin, Leffen, Mango, you know, everyone came. I was only there for like maybe the first and last day of that one. I was really sick. Yeah. I took a long break from the game because I literally just couldn't play. And yeah, but shout outs also to Genesis. So this year I went to was great. Miles House I talked about earlier was great. You know, every TO throws their hands up to host a tournament is doing the world a big favor in my mind. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll peace out. But yeah, these are my top 6 tournaments of all time. Just to recap, Down Smash Summit, the Gold Coast Summit style major, run by Bad, Sam Brisbane. I had a great time. Summits are fun. We should do more. We should do an Australian one again. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care if it's invite only. We should just do one. Camp Firefox, run by Jimmo, obviously, and Jimmo family and friends and helpers. That was awesome. You all know that one really well. Shadowloo Showdown, the major, probably the biggest tournament I ever ran as a TO. Lucky and I might have come to that one. Did really well. Had a great time. Really exciting EPM Plus stuff with Redact and Chatboss and Tech Armada in doubles versus Chatboss and Sundowns. Apex 2015 in New Jersey. The first big international tournament for me. After, I don't think I said that, but after losing to Pecky, I lost to Juju's side. The path that I beat him winner's side, I lost to a loser's side. So I didn't even make it out of the pool. It would have been top 64, I think, because it was a long pool. But yeah, I was pretty distraught after that one. But yeah, amazing tournament. It was NTSC, I wasn't used to it, but yeah, that was still really fun for obvious reasons. PPMD, 5-0, hoo-ha. Even you know, Smash 4 has some laughs. Ballerina Melbourne 1, teaming with M. Cozy intimate venue that we never went back to, but had a great time at in the basement. You know, the winner Kaz of Melee, the winner Corpse of Brawl. It's kind of funny. But it was just really a lot of good memories, a lot of good people. Dodgeball side events really fun. Side events are good. The good job came 5 box in that one, and of course number 1 Miles Warehouse 2, where me and SD had some classic sets and some PM was played, and I feel like I was at the top of my game. I just couldn't lose at that tournament, you know, at that time in my career. So yeah, that was my top 6. Look forward to changing the list if Camp Firefox 2 is, you know, it's just as good as the first one or better. That would be awesome. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully, I hear this kebab catering. That definitely puts up a few points in my mind. So I will see you guys at Camp Firefox 2. Thanks for watching the stream, participating in the chat, and that's it for me. Good night.